Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host.
And I'm Julia, your co-host. Today we have a super exciting topic for all of you who love traveling or dream of traveling around the world.
That's right, Julia. We're going to talk about how to learn English specifically for travel. Whether it's at the airport, in a hotel, ordering food, or asking for directions, English can make your travel experience so much easier and more fun.
Exactly. And don't worry if your English isn't perfect yet. Today we'll share simple, easy-to-use words, phrases, and tips that anyone can start using right away.
By the end of this episode, you'll feel more confident talking to locals, ordering your favorite meals, finding your way around, and even handling small emergencies, all in English.
Plus, we'll do a few mini role plays so you can hear how these phrases are used in real situations. It's like a little practice before your real trip.
So grab a notebook, maybe a cup of coffee, and let's get ready to learn English for travel. Julia, where should we start?
Let's begin by talking about why English is so important for travelers and how it can make your journey smoother and more enjoyable.
So, Julia, let's start with the big question. Why is English so important when you travel?
Well, Jason, English is spoken all over the world. Even if you're in a country where English isn't the main language, you'll often find people who can understand basic English. It's like a common bridge for travelers.
Exactly. Imagine you're at the airport and your flight is delayed, or you need to find your gate quickly. Knowing some English phrases can make a stressful situation much easier.
Or think about checking into a hotel. You might need to ask for your room, check the Wi-Fi password, or request a taxi. English can help you do all of that smoothly.
And it's not just about practical things. English also opens doors to new experiences. You can meet new people, make friends, and even learn about the local culture directly from locals.
Absolutely. I remember my first solo trip. I was nervous about ordering food or asking for directions. But because I knew some basic English phrases, I felt confident and even enjoyed chatting with the staff at my hotel.
That's a perfect example, Julia. English gives you freedom and independence when traveling. You're not stuck relying on translators or guides for every little thing.
And the more you practice English before your trip, the more comfortable you'll feel. Even simple phrases like, "Where is the nearest bus station?" or "Can I pay by card?" can make a huge difference.
So, listeners, the takeaway here is learning English for travel isn't just about grammar or vocabulary, it's about making your journey easier, safer, and more enjoyable.
Exactly, Jason. And in this episode, we'll give you all the tools you need to do just that. Next, we'll dive into basic travel vocabulary that you can start using right away.
All right, Julia. Now let's talk about some basic travel vocabulary that every traveler should know.
Yes. These are simple words that will come in handy at the airport, hotel, or anywhere you go. Let's start with the airport. Words like ticket, passport, boarding pass, and gate.
Exactly. And don't forget luggage or baggage. You might hear someone ask, "Where is the baggage claim?" That's where you pick up your suitcases.
At the hotel, there are words like reservation, check-in, room, and key card. If you know these, it's easy to communicate with the staff.
And for directions or getting around, words like street, bus, taxi, and map are very useful. Even if you only know a few, you can point, ask politely, and get help.
Here's a quick tip. Try to repeat these words out loud and even make small sentences like I need a taxi or where is the bus station. That way, you're practicing both vocabulary and speaking.
Yes, Julia. These are the building blocks for all your travel conversations. Once you know these words, the next step is to learn common travel phrases, which we'll cover in the next section.
Now that we know some basic travel vocabulary, Jason, it's time to put them together into common phrases that travelers use every day.
Yes! For example, when you arrive at the airport, you might say, "Where is the check-in counter?" Or, "Can I have a window seat, please?"
And at a hotel, you can say, I have a reservation under Julia Smith, or could you show me to my room? These small phrases make communication smooth and polite.
When you're ordering food, simple sentences like, "I would like a coffee, please," or "Can I have the menu?" work perfectly. Even adding "thank you" goes a long way.
And don't forget asking for directions. You can say, excuse me, where is the nearest bus station? Or how can I get to the train station?
Let's do a quick mini role play, Julia. Imagine I'm at a cafe.
Sure. Jason, can I have a sandwich, please?
Julia, of course. Would you like something to drink?
See? Short phrases like these are easy to remember and very useful for real situations.
Exactly. The key is to practice these phrases aloud, so when you travel, they come naturally. Julia, traveling is fun, but sometimes things don't go as planned. That's why it's important to know some English for emergencies.
Absolutely, Jason. For example, if you lose your luggage, you can say, excuse me, I can't find my bag. Can you help me?
Or, if you feel sick and need a doctor, you can say, I need a doctor. Where is the nearest hospital? Simple phrases like these can save time and reduce stress.
And if you ever need the police, you can politely say, excuse me, can you help me? I lost my wallet.
Here's a tip. Keep a small list of key emergency phrases in your phone or notebook. Even if you forget them, you can quickly show them to someone.
And don't be afraid to speak slowly and clearly. Most people will understand if you pronounce each word carefully, even if your English isn't perfect.
Exactly. Practicing these phrases before your trip gives you confidence and peace of mind.
Next, we'll talk about how to talk to locals confidently so you can enjoy your travel even more. Jason, one of the best parts of traveling is meeting new people, but many learners feel nervous speaking English with locals.
That's true, Julia. My first tip is, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Locals usually appreciate your effort, even if your English isn't perfect.
Exactly. And tip number 2, use simple sentences. You don't need complicated grammar. Short, clear sentences like, can you help me? Or, where is the nearest cafe? Work perfectly.
Another tip is to listen carefully. Pay attention to how locals speak, their tone, and their body language. You can even repeat words or phrases to practice.
And don't forget smile and be polite. A friendly tone goes a long way, even if your English isn't perfect. People are more willing to help you when you're kind and confident.
Finally, remember, practice makes perfect. The more you speak, the more confident you'll feel. Even short daily conversations at your hotel, cafe, or with taxi drivers are great practice.
So, listeners, confidence is key. Don't stress about being perfect. Just focus on communicating clearly and kindly.
Next, we'll cover English for transportation, which will help you get around easily while traveling. Julia, one of the most important parts of traveling is getting around. Knowing some English for transportation can make your journey much easier.
Absolutely. Whether it's a taxi, bus, train, or ride-sharing app, there are simple phrases you can use. For example, "Where is the bus station?" or "I need a taxi to the airport."
And when you're using public transport, phrases like, "What time does the train leave?" or "Which platform for the next bus?" are very useful.
Don't forget about asking for tickets. You can say, "One ticket to the city center, please," or "How much is a ticket?" It's short, simple, and everyone will understand.
Here's a quick tip. Repeat the name of your destination clearly. Some names can be tricky, so speaking slowly helps drivers or staff understand you better.
Also, pointing to your map or showing the address can be very helpful if your pronunciation isn't perfect. Actions and English together make communication easier.
Exactly. Once you know these transportation phrases, you'll feel much more confident moving around any city.
Next, we'll talk about English for hotels and accommodation, so you can check in and enjoy your stay comfortably. Jason, staying at a hotel is a big part of traveling, and knowing some English makes everything much easier.
Absolutely, Julia. The first thing you need is checking in. You can say, "Hello, I have a reservation under Jason Smith."
And if you need help, simple phrases like, "Could you show me to my room?" or "Is there Wi-Fi in the room?" are very useful.
For small requests, you can say, "Can I have extra towels, please?" or "What time is breakfast?" These are short and polite.
And don't forget about checking out. You might say, "I would like to check out, please," or "Can I pay by card?"
Here's a quick tip. Always smile and be polite. Staff are more likely to help you when you're friendly. And your English doesn't need to be perfect.
Exactly. Practicing these hotel phrases before your trip makes your stay smoother and more enjoyable.
Next, we'll talk about English for restaurants and food, so you can enjoy local dishes confidently. Julia, one of the most fun parts of traveling is trying local food, and English can help you enjoy it fully.
Absolutely. When you enter a restaurant, you can start with simple phrases like, "A table for two, please," or "Can I see the menu?"
When ordering, phrases like, "I would like a sandwich, please," or "Can I have the chicken with rice?" work perfectly.
And if you have dietary preferences, you can say, "I'm allergic to nuts," or "Is this dish vegetarian?" These small sentences can prevent problems and keep your meal safe.
Also, asking politely about the bill is important. You can say, "Can I have the bill, please?" or "Do you accept card payments?"
Here's a quick tip. Practice these phrases aloud before your trip. Even repeating them in front of a mirror helps you feel more confident when you're at a restaurant.
Exactly, Julia. Using these phrases will make dining out simple, enjoyable, and stress-free.
Next, we'll cover English for sightseeing and shopping so you can fully enjoy your travel adventures. Jason, sightseeing and shopping are some of the best parts of traveling, but knowing a few English phrases makes it even better.
Absolutely, Julia. When visiting attractions, you can ask, "How much is the ticket?" or "What time does the museum open?" Simple questions like these help you get information quickly.
And when shopping, you can say, "How much does this cost?" or "Can I try this on?" These phrases make buying souvenirs or clothes much easier.
Don't forget polite phrases like, "Do you have this in a different size?" or "Can I pay by card?" They show respect and make communication smooth.
Here's a tip. If you're unsure of a word, point to the item or show a picture while saying a simple sentence like, "I want this one, please." It works almost everywhere.
Exactly. Using these sightseeing and shopping phrases will help you explore confidently and enjoy every moment of your trip.
Next, we'll do a quick recap and give you some motivation to practice everything we've learned today.
Wow, Julia. We covered a lot today. Let's do a quick recap for our listeners.
Sure. We started by talking about why English is important for travelers, then learned basic travel vocabulary for airports, hotels, transportation, and more.
Then we practiced common travel phrases and even talked about handling emergencies, so you can feel confident no matter what happens.
We also shared tips on talking to locals confidently and gave practical phrases for transportation, hotels, restaurants, sightseeing, and shopping.
The key takeaway is, don't be afraid to speak, practice simple phrases, and stay confident. Even a little English goes a long way while traveling.
Exactly. Remember, every trip is a chance to practice your English. Use what you've learned today, and you'll be amazed at how much easier and more enjoyable your travels will be.
So, listeners, start practicing these words and phrases daily. Your confidence will grow, and traveling will feel so much more fun.
And don't forget, making mistakes is normal. The important thing is to keep trying and keep speaking.
Next, we'll wrap up with a quick outro and a strong call to action for our listeners. And that's it for today's episode of English Learning Podcast. We hope you found these tips and phrases helpful for your next trip.
Yes, remember, practice makes perfect. The more you use these words and phrases, the more confident you'll feel while traveling.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future English learning podcasts.
And leave a comment below telling us which travel phrase you're going to practice first. We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Keep practicing, stay confident, and enjoy your travels.
See you next time on English Learning Podcast.